If you've been feeling like you're overthinking lately, second guessing decisions, replaying conversations, or taking longer than usual to move things forward, there's a possibility that what you're experiencing isn't overthinking at all. It's unexpressed clarity. Hi, my name is Hawa Kambian, and I'm a leadership clarity advisor. In this series, we focus on how to tap into clarity as your leadership time-saving currency. And I use tools like tarot as reflective frameworks for leadership patterns, not for prediction, not for fortune telling, but to surface what's already happening just below conscious awareness. Because a lot of leadership friction isn't visible on the surface. It shows up in how we think, decide, and carry responsibility. For this month, the primary pattern coming through is the Page of Cups. In leadership terms, this is the part of you that is perceptive, intuitive, and emotionally aware, but not always fully expressed. It often shows up in leaders who sense what's off in a room, or you may notice that you pick up on team dynamics quickly. Or perhaps you have creative or strategic insights early, but you hesitate to articulate it clearly. And when that hesitation builds, something subtle happens. You start filtering yourself. So the distortion looks like, I need more time to think. I don't have the full picture yet. Let me sit with this a little bit longer. But the grounded truth is that you already have the signal. You're just not fully trusting or expressing it. And that gap between what you sense and what you say takes mental load. The secondary pattern here is the Ace of Pentacles reversed. This is where cost becomes tangible. Missed timing, delayed decisions, and opportunities that don't fully land. Not because you weren't capable, but because clarity stayed internal for too long. So now you have this combination. Insight on the inside, hesitation on the outside. And leadership starts to feel heavier than it needs to be. I see this pattern consistently across the leaders I work with. Even in a recent live session on emotional clarity, someone asked me, what is capacity really? And I explained it like this. You start your day with 10 points. Work takes 5. Now you have 5 left. But if you're absorbing emotional weight, overthinking, or holding things internally, you might actually spend 7. And then suddenly you're depleted without understanding why. That explanation shifted something for him immediately because he could see how much energy was going into unexpressed or unresolved internal processing. So here are a few questions to sit with. Where am I sensing something clearly, but not saying it yet? What conversation am I over preparing for that could be simpler? And lastly, where am I waiting for certainty instead of expressing a working clarity? You don't need perfect answers. You need clean expression. And if part of you is thinking, what if I say it wrong? What if I don't have it fully figured out? That's normal. But staying silent or over processing doesn't actually reduce risk. It just delays clarity and increases the cost over time. If you want a structured way to explore this further, I put together a short leadership mask audit. It'll help you identify where you may be filtering yourself and where clarity can help you move faster. You'll find it below. And if you're ready to go deeper, I'll also share more about the Clarity and Power Reset one-on-one session that you can have with me. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.